Pardon me while I cough again. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tom's Guitar Show. I'm Tom. They call me Guitar Tom because I'm often seen with a guitar. They call me on the phone. They say, "Hey, man, what's your show about?" I say, "It's about an hour. About guitar players, guitar playing, all things guitaristic." So here's the thing. We don't really have a call-in show anymore. We gave that up. But you can text them, or you can Twitter or whatever like that and ask questions about the care and feeding of your guitar, what kind of guitar is right for you, questions about related topics like the vihuela, the guitarra, the guitarrón, the sitars, chitoles, lutes, ouds, vihuelas, banjos, balalaikas, bazookas, bajos, sextos, bandurias, bandolins, mandolins, mandoras, mandocellos, banjolins, guitar lalies, I don't know, man, pipe organs, piccolos, accordions or ocarinas, harmoniums, harpsichords or harmonicas, timbales and timpanis and tubas, trombones and trombomarinas, anything you can make music on is fine. We could talk about politics, world events, or your personality problems if you want, but we keep it clean. This is a family program. All right, so here we are. I know my father's not watching, but happy birthday. He's
Happy birthday, Dad.
yeah, he's going to be 92. So Don is filling in as a new Bob. Donna, you will never make much of a Bob, but you make a great Donna.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Okay, all right. So you do you. Anyway, so yeah, there's that sidekick. Johnny Carson had his Ed McMahon, and Conan O'Brien has his Andy Richter.
We've got Bob.
Yeah, we got Bob. But Bob's in Las Vegas. See, Bob's in a better place. I don't know if Vegas is a better place. Bob is somewhere very warm. Did he die and go to hell? No, he went to Las Vegas.
Went to Vegas.
Yeah, he does it every year, snowbirding. All right. So, okay, I forget what this is. What the actual number or whatever. This is a Breedlove steel string guitar. It's there's a concert and the orchestra. There's Donna. There you go. Yeah. All right. Telegenic. So you have to make it on your own because I can hide behind the guitar, but I suppose you could too, hide behind you.
I could find something to hide with, but I'll be okay.
Okay, you'll be fine. Okay. All right. So this is a Breedlove. I think I got it at West Music more than a couple of years ago now. It's one of those things when you get a guitar and you think, well, I've already got a guitar, but this one is different from everything else I have. By the time I got this guitar, I already had two Breedloves. This is my third Breedlove, the biggest one. There's the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, and I have the little parlor one, which I love dearly. I couldn't part with any of them, but this one's big and fat and all mahogany, and it just has a tone, a depth and stuff the other ones don't. The other ones are great. They do their thing, but this one does its thing. So I was thinking, I got this gig coming up Thursday at the, is it the famous Magpie, I think it's called, in Marion, Iowa. It's a venue, but it's going to be a Marion Arts Council fundraiser, and I'm supposed to, I'm just going to play for the cocktail hour, so I'm going to do a divertimento thing. And I'm sure you all know that divertimento was like in the 18th century. So there's the palace, and all the gentry up there in the big house. They had nice music playing in the corner, like the string quartets. Mozart had these gigs writing divertimenti. That's the plural, divertimento, of course.
Okay.
Divertimenti, and to divert your attention or whatever. And pleasant music in the corner. Now you just have music. You can just play the music. But Mozart got in trouble because his divertimenti were too exciting.
Ah.
See, it's supposed to be like boring, and you can hear this sometimes. I don't play that. You can hear a divertimento, from the old days, and say, "This is kind of boring and monotonous. It's nice, but say, it's supposed to be that way." So my job is to play that. So I'm trying to decide. I usually say, "Well, I'll play classical guitar," but this thing, man, like what if I made that into a loop and like threw a melody on top? Why not? What's the worst thing could happen? Don't answer that. Okay, here we go. Just picking and grinning. Yeah. So, hey Donna, I heard a story. It was in the paper or something, and I didn't look it up. I didn't have time. I heard it in passing that somebody had kidnapped or dog napped or puppy napped a pit bull from
Yes,
somebody.
they did.
But they found him. They
Yes,
traced him down.
Iowa City Police did a lot of work and found him in Washington, and they're even offering a reward if anyone has any information. But I think the dog had a chip, so it was easy to give the dog back to the true owner.
Oh yeah. So I heard there was a picture of the police officer holding the puppy.
Yes, I saw that
Yeah.
on the Facebook.
Well, that's at least as good as like holding a kitten or something, isn't
Yeah.
it? Right.
Yeah. Well, pit bull puppies are very cute.
Pit bulls get a bad rap. I heard a lot of bad things about them, but they're apparently some really nice. There's a dog within my family, actually. My niece, Victoria, was the youngest of my nieces, and she's, going to be an old geezer. She's married, has a couple kids, whatever.
Okay.
But they have this dog named Finn, who came from the Waterloo Animal Shelter.
Oh, nice.
Right, and now actually Victoria and her husband, they lived in Alaska for a number, quite a few years, and Finn was up there. He had a good time chasing the moose.
Oh my God.
So, not
Just be
necessarily-
careful. The
yeah,
moose
I know,
turn
not necessarily
around.
recommended, but it was Finn's. But the thing is, I don't often see Finn, but so he's they say he's part boxer, but his human was telling me that her husband, who's my nephew also, I guess, that he's probably part pit bull and a kind of terrier kind of mix. He's a mutt.
Oh.
So
So,
his ears don't know whether they stick up or hang up, so they sort of stick out, and he's a brown dog, but he's a nice guy. But he really likes me. I mean, he just like first time we ever met, he took one look at me and he started wagging his tail, his tongue started to flap, and then I was sitting on a sofa, so he runs up on the sofa and starts licking my face. So
Yeah,
every
oh,
time
yeah.
he sees me, he says, "That guy needs a face licking," and his name is Finn, and he's a really very nice dog.
he sounds nice.
He's a very friendly fellow. He's good with kids. One
Oh,
thing
yeah.
about him is, see, my niece used to live in Alaska, but now she moved. So there are three nieces. There's three daughters. My sister's daughters. I have another niece in Germany, but these are my sister's kids, and so eventually they all grew up together, of course, at different ages, and I knew them. I used to babysit them basically a long, long time ago, but they all ended up moving to Des Moines.
Wow.
So I get to see them more often because it's not that hard to get from Des Moines.
Nope.
But now all these kids are kind of interchangeable, in a way. Like you never know who's going to be, who's of the 6 parents, who's going to be taking the kids or where they're going to be staying. It's like no big deal because they hang around together all the time.
Oh, wow. That's
They're very,
good.
they're very closely related. So anyway, but the thing is they have animals. So the oldest daughter, and she has was it 3 or 4 kids? I can't remember, keep track. They've had this like miniature, actually, what do you call it? A standard, not the standard poodle, but the kind of medium-sized poodle. Is that it's a miniature, it's not a toy, right? It's a miniature.
It could be.
I mean, it's like, it's like Cocker Spaniel, a little smaller
Right.
than a Cocker Spaniel,
Right.
maybe. So anyway, so they all have dogs, but they also all have, some of them have cats.
Uh-huh.
So at any given time, the dogs, so in the minivans, kids get loaded into minivans because they're all kind of close in age,
That's good.
and then they have these animals, so dogs might go along. So there's this, so maybe the cat that lives there doesn't really like this particular dog very much, but it's okay. It just sort of doesn't like that one. And some of the cats really like certain dogs.
Oh,
It's
yes.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sharing too much, but it's just sort of a society thing. They're all.
I know many dogs and cats that play together, and they love each other.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I know this. My dog and cat were very close for many years. They grew old together, and Candide and Pangloss. You knew Pangloss.
I met the dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
A long time ago. Yeah, but also now I should be playing guitar, but as far as animal stories, there was so at the Tuscan Moon there in Kelowna, for some reason these skinny but easily befriended large kittens, like young cats, end up in the patio, looking for something to eat, and they've been getting adopted. So the first one, and there are people trying to shoo it out, and other people trying to pet it,
Right.
feed it. And I was in the, won't somebody please feed that poor kitty camp, because obviously the animal looks hungry, you got to feed him. It's like I fed a lot of animals in my time, But anyway, so the thing is, a lot of people there are anti-cat because they're
Oh.
pro-dog, and I don't think that those are mutually exclusive because I really don't like either one better than the other. It depends on the individual.
Right.
I like them both pretty much equally. But anyway, so the granddaughter of the owners, took a real liking to this cat, and she was a certain teenage point, kind of going through something, who knows. And so she befriended this little kitty,
Aw.
and she wanted to take it home. But her brother had asthma, and so that'll kill him, and this and that. And we have a couple of dogs already and stuff like that. No, we don't like cats. I don't like cats. And then, because I think the one owner has a cat phobia, or had a cat phobia,
Oh.
because she'd never known one except some fairly obnoxious ones.
Right.
Anyway, I'm making my short story just a little bit longer. So, absolutely not. We're not taking this kitten home. So that was like Saturday, and then Monday the mom, came and got the.
I was going to say, I could tell where the story's going.
Yeah. So,
The cat wins.
So yeah, the cat won. So they take the kitten home, take the cat to the vet. The cat's good shape, kind of skinny, ear mites, easily cured. All
Yep.
right? Knew how to use the litter box right away, no problem, just no problem.
Good.
Good eater. And the dogs is kind of was weird, like a few days. But the one dog, like the younger dog or whatever, decided that he really liked this cat. They were like really good friends. So said, we
Right.
should play together, and they play together. So now the cat, completely worked its way into the family and basically runs the show now.
Right.
And then I've heard these like saying, "Well, I don't like cats." One woman the one who probably had the whole anti-cat thing, but she, it's just really pretty cat, just a really pretty fur coat and really nice and stuff like that. She's completely changed her tune.
Yes.
So anytime it comes to prejudice, you just gotta get to know one,
Right.
whatever that may be that you, be it a pit bull or a cat or something. I don't know about pet tarantulas.
Ugh.
Not really
I'm
my style.
not. It's just not my thing.
Yeah. Big hairy spiders. I like furry things, but yeah, I was hearing this thing is like it's a mammal prejudice. Like you only want to hang around with other mammals. And somebody was saying that elephants think that people are cute, kind of like puppies.
Oh my.
That's what Laura was telling me.
That's
She was
awesome.
reading this thing,
They are very kind to us, and we're not very kind to them, all of us.
Yeah, sometimes we are, but not over the
Yeah.
with the the poachers and the circus and all that.
Yeah. Not fond of circuses.
I'm not probably going to really interact with a lot of elephants, but I suppose if I met an elephant, I'd try to be nice.
Oh yeah.
But I'm kind of pro mammal, I'm not really I don't really warm up to snakes and things that much,
I don't mind them, but we each have a different path in life, and
Yeah.
I hope mine isn't theirs.
Right. I hope I don't step on them. Anyway, they're kind of close to the ground
Yeah.
doing the snake thing. Except the ones that drop out of trees, and I wouldn't like that either. No, I like the cats and the dogs pretty much,
Turtles are kind of cool.
I suppose. See, I just think this is a really nice sound. This is sort of a finger-style guitar. I like nylon strings. But that doesn't work very well. The nylon's too soft. It doesn't ring out. That's it. That was it. Gee, if I practiced getting that note out, I probably could do it. You know, there are notes on the guitar that are higher than the ones that you can play up with the frets. You can really get up there with the harmonics. Like a... Anyway, never mind. I'm just fooling around. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's how I feel about, you know, steel string guitars with somewhat larger bodies. I don't know if you all know this, but so starting like tomorrow, there's going to be, or maybe it's Thursday, the NAMM show. I think it's tomorrow, the NAMM show.
Oh.
National Association of Music Merchandisers. That's the big trade show. I happen to know that a lot of people from West Music are on their way, en route.
It sounds like fun.
Yeah, well, I've been to 2 of them. It's not a good place for a guy like me to be in a lot of ways, so, I mean, it's informative, but I've got the guitar acquisition syndrome. Gas?
Oh.
Yeah, really bad. Well, you've been over my place. You see what it looks like over there.
There's a few.
Yeah, well, the slat wall they're hanging on gives out periodically, so I've gone up there with some screws, and I've just like been reinforcing everything, and I plan to do more of it. Anyway, but so one of the bits of news is the Guild guitars, and I've had a few Guilds on this show here before. I've always had a thing I like at Guilds. They started in the 1950s, I think, and I think they were people who got fed up with working for Gibson. They started their own guild of guitar luthiers or whatever.
Sure.
And built some excellent guitars over the years, but have had their ups and downs. A smaller company, in this world where you have to keep expanding or you die, they got bought up by Fender and killed by them, basically. It's a long story about Fender and Guild. Anyway, Guild was Fender sold Guild a few years ago to Cordoba. Now, I played Cordoba guitars on the show a number of times. So I have my two prize Spanish electric flamencos that I gig with are Cordobas, but they're made in Spain. Because Cordoba doesn't, I mean, they just started a factory in Oxnard, California, not that long ago, and they're building these really interesting replicas of, you know, like earlier 20th century Spanish guitars. They copy them totally and everything.
Wow.
But they've actually, when they bought Guild, now they're building the old Guilds. They're bringing them back. The story is they've searched the world for a lot of the you know, the you know, templates and things, the die or whatever, you know, when you, like the thing you bend the sides around, all the equipment that's been floating around, some of it in the Far East, because Guild shipped, or Fender, when they bought Guild, they shipped a bunch of this stuff to Korea so they could build the hollow bodies there, and they shipped some of their workers over there too, to show the Koreans how to do it. And the Koreans did a good job, let's face it. I still have one of their Korean Guilds. It's a Starfire. It's pretty good, really good guitar. With the American pickups, the older American pickups off the shelf, put on, and just the woodwork was done in Korea, and they did a really good job. Because Koreans been building guitars for a while, and they have some really good, you know, builders there. So, but now they're building them in California, and I played a couple of them, the low-end ones that they've started shipping. I think West Music's got one hanging up there now, a Dreadnought. It's like I think a D20. It's kind of like a D25 that I used to have a D25, a big Dreadnought guitar. Really nice guitar, sounds great. I compared it to the similar Martin guitar, which is similar in every way in price and everything. And I say that the Guild has it beat. But all this is a preamble to tell you that I just got the news that they're going to ship the F50, or it's going to call it F55 now to distinguish with. This is a jumbo body guitar. This is kind of a big guitar. The F50 is bigger.
Wow.
It's really big. And it's all blonde. It's got mother of pearl inlay up and down the ebony fingerboard. And it has it's a laminated back, but it has like, it was not just plywood, it's fancy, you know, but it has a little curve to it.
Oh.
And I had one long ago, played a whole bunch of gigs with it. I sold it it wasn't really for sale. I had a guitar shop. Nobody wanted to buy anything. I was like, had to make a note payment and my rent. And, you know, they were always like shutting off my electricity back in the funky old trailer, mobile home. Oh, who are we kidding? Trailer that I lived in?
Yeah.
These are bad times. This is a long time ago. So somebody wanted to buy it for his girlfriend. I said, but I've got this guitar and this guitar for sale, and they're wonderful. I said, yeah, I want that one. Yeah, but I want to sell it. I want that one. So I sold it, you know, and not even for like a whole lot of money. I mean, it was, you know, it was expensive guitar. So yeah, I could make my note payment and my rent and stuff like that, and get my electricity turned back on, even get some groceries and everything. But you know, 2 months later, of course, all that money was gone. I still wasn't selling anything, and I just gave me another like, you know, couple of months of, you know, losing money in the guitar business.
Yeah.
So I always regret that.
Oh.
But they're building them again. They're releasing them this year.
Uh-oh.
They're terribly expensive. I think it's like $3,200 or somewhere around
yeah.
there. So, I mean, it's not the sort of thing I can just like say, okay, I'll take one of those. You know?
Yeah. I'll take maybe one or two.
Yeah, I'll take two. Yeah, one for all week, but then I'll have one for my Sunday best. They also have one that doesn't have the blonde maple sides and back, but it's rosewood, and it's flat, and it's really nice too. I didn't ever have that one. I had the 12-string version of that, and I regret that. That guitar got wet on the plane. And yeah, we came back from a plane ride from California. And the case, that one and my D25 were both wet on the inside. And all the King's horses and all the King's men couldn't straighten that 12-string's neck out again. It was in 1970.
Wow.
So that was my 12-string that I did a lot of gigs. You know, those two big, fat, jumbo body guilds, I played a whole bunch of gigs with them, you know, and made me what I am today. No, broken and obscured. No, yeah, anyway, that's the big news. That's a long way around to tell you that Guild is going to, they're going to ship the F-55s this year.
Wow.
No time soon. I'm very slowly trying to save money, but you know, my slush fund is.
Now, Cordova makes ukuleles too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they import things from different countries, and I have Cordovas. I've actually I've been looking at a Cordova ukulele I really like.
Uh-oh.
But, I don't really need a uke. I mean, I've got some ukes, but yeah, the only thing, this is with this new factory in Oxnard, so they're actually building stuff.
Wow.
They're hiring people who maybe built things for other companies, you know, and they're building things now. They mostly you know, have things built for them. So my two flamenco guitars are from Spain.
Wow.
And also I have another guitar that I'd love to play. It's from Spain, and it may be available in Spain with another name. I think what they did is they got special wood, because it's that one with a really pretty swirly sides and back.
Oh.
And there's some sort of masacar or whatever, ebony, some sort of wood that, you know, nobody was using, and now it's, you know, love that guitar. It's just a classical guitar, no amplification, just fun to play. But so I had that one. I had the two flamencos. I've had a couple other ones. I had a Chinese one. It was a nice guitar, but something snapped in me a couple of years ago. I got the two. I had an opportunity to get the two. Well, first one of the Spanish flamencos, and it was more like the Cordova that I used to have that the neck went out on after 10 years of being played constantly.
Right.
So I got one to replace it, but it had the some sort of ziricote, like some sort of like rosewood relative sides and back, also swirly and pretty from Belize. And then I got this wild hair, and I got a deal from Sweetwater to get a maple sides and back. So it's all blonde one, and it's a very different sound. They're both guitar. If I had to choose one, I'd take the ziricote, the swirly back and sides, for its tone. But the other one is bright and more like a flamenco guitar. The other is more like a classical guitar. It's electric, and I don't want to part with either one of them. So my problem is which guitar to play, you know. So I think I just decided playing earlier that I'm going to play this one by getting on Thursday. And I'm going to get a paycheck, and I'm going to give it directly to my wife. And
As you should.
yeah, I suppose. Well, I have to keep handing her money, so keep the things happening, you know. Anyway, so because I don't really have that much money, I just, you know, don't spend it on anything except guitars, usually.
There are worse things. I'm
Yeah.
okay with guitars. I like ukes.
Yeah, and ukes, I spend some on ukes too.
I know.
And banjo ladies and banjos. And well, the thing about the guitar though is like, if you spend things on consumable items, like expensive scotch, you know, you can experience the scotch, but then you don't have the scotch anymore. If you like gambling and poker games and stuff, you can lose the money, and then you have had the experience, the thrill and the agony of defeat and everything. But if you blow it all on guitars, I mean, I have guitarists that are older than I am, some by, you know, like over a century. Like one's from like 1822. Even I know it's my birthday tomorrow, but even I'm not that old. Anyway, I'm saying, okay, like this guitar, this nice guitar. Someday I'll probably, you know, shake loose this mortal coil and go wherever it is old guitar players go. Probably nowhere actually. Just I'll be over. But you know, I got to play it while I was here. But somebody else could play this guitar.
Yep.
So you know, I mean, or somebody won't know what it is. That always bugs me. I go to pawn shops. There's a pretty good student classical guitar, and actually they're in two different pawn shops that I check out every now and then. They both have a pretty good student classical guitar, but somebody could get like for, you know, $80 or something like that, and it'd be, you know, it would sound as good as something they could get for like $250, you know, just to learn on, and it'd be fun to play. But somebody puts steel strings on them, which have a whole lot more tension. So, and there's no metal rod through the neck like this one. This one's designed to have like 300 pounds of pressure or something like that. The nylon is like less than 200 pounds or something. So what happens is the neck just bends this way, and then this kind of bellies out and just bows. And you can't straighten it out again because it was never intended for those strings. So the guitar is hanging on the wall, and people say, well, I don't want no plastic strings on my guitar.
Yeah.
You know, so I say, well, then why don't you trade that for the kind of guitar you want? I'll just put these metal ones on. And then the metal ones are a combination of acoustic guitar strings, probably medium gauge, and then electric guitar strings. And the neck, you know, the action, the distance of the fingers, the string over the fingerboards, like, you know, like that. We call these egg slicers.
Oh.
Because you could like slice your eggs for a salad, you know. Okay. You could make julienne fries with, anyway, okay. Sorry. Getting over the plague. So, you got any other shows coming out here soon, Donna?
Well, at Uptown Bill's, they're having a Pete Seeger night.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's February 3rd? I can't remember. It's in February. That part I remembered.
It's like a Saturday, though, isn't it?
Yes, a Saturday evening.
Okay.
And I'm going to have a Bring 'Em Home. I'm going to play that song, and then I have to pick another one.
Oh, okay. Well, there are a lot of Pete Seeger songs to choose
Yeah.
from. It doesn't necessarily have to be one he wrote, too. He like, I mean, could you do ones he's championed? Like
Yes.
folk songs and stuff.
Yes. I saw a videotape of him doing The Water is Wide, so I'm sort of thinking about that one. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
You had that one worked up as a
Yeah,
solo. And
I kind of already know that one, so that's how come I want to pick it.
Yeah, well, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that one. That song used to calm down my dog, when he
Oh, I bet it would.
liked that song.
It's very pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. That's an oldie. How about your television programs? How are those? How are you guys?
So I finished a cat video of Maggie Ray, and she got adopted on Monday. And now I'm going to start a new one, and it's just the shelter animals playing to opera with opera in the background. And it just shows more than just the kittens, though. There's cats, dogs, a gerbil, a hamster, and some rabbits.
Oh, okay. Well, opera, not Wagner or something like nice Italian opera or something. We're not looking at like.
No, it's Franco something. I can't remember.
Okay. There's a lot of operas out there.
Yeah.
You've got your
This
heavy,
is pretty opera.
Okay.
And Beth Nelson that works here, she sang it. She's an opera singer.
Yeah, I know she is.
Yeah.
Never heard her sing, but
Oh, it's beautiful.
yeah, she's probably pretty good. She seems like the type. I have high hopes that she's going to help us save access. 'Cause
Yes.
she's,
Go Beth.
Yeah, yeah. She's on the job. She knows what she's doing. She helps out, a lot of
Yeah.
ways. But we're looking for grant writing and things, because our funding streams are going to change in August. Some of us are going to try to make sure that whatever happens, TV station perseveres. We may have to go through some adjustments, but
Yeah.
we're been here a while and we want to stay here, power the people.
Yeah. So that we can get everyone's view, not
Right.
just Disney's, everybody else.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing. Tom's Guitar Show is not very Disney when you think about it.
It's
so,
okay.
it's okay.
It's
yeah.
family friendly.
Yeah, we had a board meeting, and I kept going on joking on about, oh, you worked on Tom's Guitar Show too. I'm joking around because I think my show is the thing about the virtue of my show is it's really quite boring and predictable. But as such, people who want to learn how to make video, they can work on my show for a while to get used to the production, life and how to, work in the TV studio. And then they can go on and do other things. And if they want to make some mistakes, they'll just make it on Tom's Guitar Show rather than, their own projects or somebody else's. So and the only thing I do is I've had this show for 24 years or something like that. I mean, it was 1994, I think, when
Wow.
we started in summer probably. So I look at my son, who's 23, was 23 in November, and I'm pretty sure I started this show in the months before he was born because I came back, I was unemployed and homeless in California in July of '94. So I had the choice to go to LA and try to work down there in my field, which was theater. But it was scoring music for theater, scoring things, and that had been my my job.
Right.
Get a paycheck for like a year and a half before everything went kaboom, and there I was unemployed and homeless again.
Ugh.
But I had a baby on the way, so I came back. So I said, okay, that's when Tom's Guitar Show started because I sat around here. And for one thing, I didn't have any money, and I didn't have a job because everything else I used to do, the teaching and the kind of gigs I played were gone because I was like totally working on this other thing.
Right.
So I had to put my life back together financially and stuff. But the thing was that I was used to showing up at the theater, like full time.
Right.
Because I was there writing, rewriting the scores and rehearsing and stuff. And I was, and I'm backstage, and then the curtain would come up, and I'd be there behind a little scrim, so it's just like a gauzy curtain, so you can see the silhouette, the outline of the person. There's a light on them and everything.
Okay.
You can't really make out their features. So I was doing that,
Cool.
and in New York and California and here in Iowa City at the theater department. And I said, what do I do? So I had been doing Access before, and I'd been doing a different Tom's Guitar show, and I did other things too, little shows and little things, and so I said, I'm going to revamp my Tom's Guitar show, but instead of having it be something that I edit in half hour, and
Right.
do like multiple takes and put this thing together like how you should play your guitar show, I'm just going to go live for an hour every week, and what is. This way, I will get a show done every week.
Right.
So,
The editing takes me a long time. To make a 3-minute video, it takes me hours and hours.
right, and that's how editing works. And I've done a
Right.
lot of editing back in the old days when we used to do it analog, Mm-hmm. It takes a long time to edit something. And so here on live TV, whether it's any good or not, at any given week, I come up here and do my thing. And then what really surprises me is there are people who watch it, you see, out there. People come up, they watch it. And then people say, they watch it, they're interested in what I'm, like somewhere out there, somebody's saying, well, that's a kind of big mahogany guitar. It sounds kind of good. Yeah, and that stuff.
Right.
So, and also like people have seen it, like so many people have seen it over the decades, the 24 years or 23 and a half, whatever. People used to call in a lot. So I get calls from motels in Coralville. People who had never been to Iowa, and all they were doing was passing through, but they couldn't drive anymore, so they went to the Ramada Inn or something.
Yeah,
And they were
Coralville.
flipping around and say, "What's this?" And then their phone number was there, and they call me, and they would talk. We don't have this in California. So you probably do somewhere. I mean,
I was at work, and this couple said they indeed were staying at a hotel in Coralville.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "I told you, that's the banjo player," and they were talking about me.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
'Cause they
goes
probably
right
saw
to
you
your
playing
head.
banjo on TV somewhere.
Yep. Yeah.
Tom's Guitar Show or something up at Tom Bill's or something.
Oh yeah. It was pretty cool.
Gee, how do you feel about being identified as a banjo player?
I'm okay with that.
Oh, good. Yeah. Some people would say, Anyway, I have a banjo gig on Friday, so I have to take off. I won't be at the Tuscan Moon on Friday. I have to be at Co, but they're having a big shindig for an honor choir. And I think
Wow.
it's like middle school. So there'll be like a whole bunch of kids singing, and they're doing Banjo Sam.
Wow.
So, and then my
I don't know
story is that
That is.
this somebody I had never met, but they gave the piano accompanist that does a lot of the accompanying for things at Co. Gave her my name, and she emailed me a couple months ago or whatever that was, so I the thing that I noticed was that the banjo part is in standard notation.
Oh.
Like notes on the staff, not tablature, which most
Yeah.
all banjo stuff is.
Yeah.
And I can read it because I'm just nerdy enough as a banjoist to be able to read standard notation. In fact, I recommend it. And so I asked the guy over here at the Musicians Pro Shop, James, behind the counter, said, how many banjo players do you know who can read standard notation? He said, one.
Uh-oh.
And that would be me.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to give up my usual gig for that. And it's only going to be like 3 minutes on stage. But I have a feeling I'm going to be there all day rehearsing and stuff with
And the song's called Banjo Sam?
Banjo Sam.
Wow.
It's about like fishing for a catfish and Black Snake, where are you? Like a snake in the grass. Hiss, the kids. It's, I've seen videos of it, the kids. It's a piano and a banjo.
Wow.
The accompanying. And, but I guess what I'm nattering on about is, that'll be my, but see, I'm a banjoist, so
Yeah.
and I'm not, I'm not too proud to admit that yes, I am a banjoist. And,
I'm proud.
oh, good. Yeah, well, that's right. You've been doing it for a while now. I do want to have you and some other people do something, and I was thinking about At least Erin, and I haven't seen her.
I know I need to call her.
Yeah, and I can't be with you guys on Thursday because I'll be have to go to Marion, so I'm going to reschedule everybody. But I'm thinking about, and then there's Amy, who's a young college type, and she folk guitar player, but she's starting to get a really nice strum,
Oh,
and she's a good singer. She sings really nicely. So I'm thinking, okay, now there's Carrie, who's in Cedar Rapids. I don't know if she'll be up for it, but she's a pretty good singer, and she's a fairly advancing guitarist. But at least, you and Amy and Aaron, and then maybe, Aaron, of course, plays a 5-string banjo.
yes, she does it quite well.
So maybe, of course, maybe you don't need me in this because I'd be kind of weird. Also, I'd be like a whole lot taller than you, and I'm not even that tall, but you'd be probably the second tallest, and which maybe make you feel good, but anyway, I could stand behind you with a string bass. I think that's what I like to do.
Oh, I like string basses.
Yeah.
That would sound good.
Yeah. Well, I like them too. I only have the one now. I used to have two, but
Oh,
I had a kid-sized one. I used to teach.
your son played it, right?
He did, but only through 8th grade,
Oh,
and then I taught other kids. Kind of the guy. I mean, some of the bass teachers, you can go to the Prusel school, but then you have to do the Prusel school thing. And then you could get a graduate school at the university, but they might be intimidating.
oh,
But then you could get me, and I'm not any kind of a genius bass player, but I'm perfectly capable of getting somebody ready to play their junior high orchestra part.
right.
Maybe in their high school. Because I was pretty passable bass player as a youth. And I mean, in a string band, I'm fine, but I'm just like classical bass. I don't practice enough. It's a fine art. But I don't think I'm that intimidating, I mean, what with the cat sitting in my lap and demanding a belly rub and all that stuff.
As you say, no one dies
Yeah.
if you make a wrong note.
That's right. No bruising, the police won't
Nope.
show up.
Nope.
The show's almost over,
Oh. What is?
Well, there's Kelsey. Right, sorry. I'll see you next week. I'll be here. I always come back. For another fun-filled hour of Tom's Guitar Show.